I'm Dr. Ken Torrance. On today's episode of Legendary Living, we're going to talk about energy wellness. We've talked previously about my concept of energy performance and wellness as a way of living an integrated, engaged, and fulfilled life. But today I wanted to talk specifically about energy and trying to get in a way that doesn't seem too woo-woo for you or far out there or new agey or something like that, but simply like this sense of your own personal energy. Like when you wake up in the morning, are you feeling like full of excitement and ready to go, or are you feeling like kind of sluggish, right? And like you can't get out of first gear, you're waiting for everything to start, and even the third cup of coffee isn't waking you up, right? So that's one form of looking at energy. The other thing is thinking in terms of like relationship energy. You get around certain people and you know that they just drag you down. Other times you've got a few guests over at the house and you just feel great and can go on and on and on with lots of talking, conversation, things like that. Most of the time, our inspiring moments are going to feel very big inside of us, very much can-do of an attitude that we feel. This is great high energy wellness, the type of energy that we can put into performance, versus the things which tend to deflate us, drag us down, getting around the wrong people, being in a job that just is kind of like feeling wearing you out. At the end of the day, when you're in a situation like that your energy is going down, what you're going to also notice is that you're sick more often, problems seem to keep on coming up over and over and over again, you're around the same people who keep reinforcing like lousy ideas and concepts around you, people who are complaining about things all the time. So what do we do about this? How do we create the high energy, the high production lifestyle? Right? Well, the first thing is we have to have some extraordinary clarity about who we are and what we're about. Common concept here at Legendary Life, right? As we start to integrate into the things that we're doing on a daily basis, this concept of who we are, and we're staying very consistent with that, when we know what direction it is that we're going in life and we see things coming along that want to detour us, and we start to have the discipline of saying, I don't want to go over there. This is where my life is supposed to be going. When we bring in the supernatural into our life, God has a plan for my life, and everything that I do, I know He has my back. Guess what? Even when there are some challenges come along, you have all this extra energy to charge through those things. When we look at the foods that we're eating, if you eat a meal and you find that you're like sluggish an hour later, this might be the wake-up call that you're eating the wrong types of food. Or maybe you've eaten some food and now like you can't sleep at night and your sleep is disturbed. That's something where you've got to keep track of that. That is shifting your energy around, probably not for the good. Our energy is going to be affected by our structure, how we're using our body, what we're doing with it, the routine activities that we have. It's going to be affected by the things that we're thinking about on a consistent basis. It's going to be affected by how we feel in the various circumstances and relationships that we have. It's also going to be in the chemical aspect of our body, which pretty much has to do with the air that we breathe and the foods that we're eating and how well we're eliminating those things out of our body. And then also having to do with our spiritual clarity. If that's all muddled up, it's hard to keep on going through life, because when adversity hits, typically when we don't have that spiritual clarity, that adversity is going to drop us down and we just go into those cycles where we're spinning over and over again in a low energy cycle. So for you to have a long, healthy, prosperous life, that the things that you put yourself into accomplishing really are coming out the way that you want them, you're going to have a sufficient amount of energy to accomplish that. If you're going to go on a trip, I'm in Chicago right now, if you're going to go on a trip from here to New York, guess what? By car, that's 800 miles or so. You're going to need enough fuel in your tank to make it that far. And guess what? Refuel along the way. That's the same thing about our life, whether we're going to be living another 10 years, 20 years, 50 years down the road. I want that to be for you, to be the most fulfilled, integrated, engaged, energetic lifestyle that you can imagine. For Dr. Ken Torrance, this is Legendary Living.